I've heard that when you morph, sometimes you can hear the wisdom of the universe. Let's hear what the universe has to say. I want to be a tiger. All right, so I've typed google.com into my search engine.
Yes, I want
It's
to
taken me
talk
to Ask
about
Jeeves.
this. Feels like this feels like an emergency broadcast that we have to bust out a quick little bit to just discuss the most recent bit of Animorphs news, which was a announcement that next year they're going to do a relaunch of at least the first 3 books.
Really love those early books.
What does relaunch look like?
Right.
As far as that goes.
So we've read the first 3 books at this point. We know what the covers look like. In fact, the first 3 books had 3 different illustrators in the original run, but we all know what Animorphs covers look like. That's like part of its charm. There did get to be like slightly alternate covers, I think, in maybe like the UK or other European countries a little bit after the US run. But they did already try a relaunch. So I want you to look up the 2011 Animorphs relaunch. You can put covers.
Oh, those covers are scary.
Oh, everything's just saying it's catastrophic.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't. Well, what do you think of those covers?
This is making me put my age in before I get to the page.
I don't like it. I don't like it. In fact, the 8th one they just did as an ebook, which that really shows you're succeeding at a relaunch if you have to do an ebook at the end. But okay, so they did that. But then what was the next thing they did? Like the 2020, they started the graphic novels, right? So that was the first 6 books. So if you search the graphic novels, you know what those look like. We even got to talk to Chris Grine a little bit, and maybe we can bring that up another time. But okay, so we've seen what those look like. So then Scholastic did all of the audiobooks, which isn't a visual thing, really. So the newest announcement is the 2026 relaunch, and I want you to look at those covers. Okay,
yeah, I'm really liking this. It says Animorphs #1 is coming out May 5th, 2026. So we got here just in time.
Yeah. I think those covers are sweet.
Yeah, so the first one we've got Jake, probably. Yeah, it's Jake falling through the air and slowly becoming a lizard.
Yeah, kind of like flipping.
It's not slowly. It's four images. There's Jake, lizard, Jake, lizard, and then lizard.
Do we know who did these covers?
That's a great question.
But they still have the same tagline. Some people never change. Some do.
Exactly. Yeah.
That lizard's wearing pants. Look at him. He thinks he's people.
Zoe Van Dyke, D-I-G-K. No, sorry, D-I-J-K. I know my letters. D-I-J-K. Yeah, Deke, maybe. Yeah, everyone knows David Mattingly is like the main one, right? That everyone thinks of.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
But
how dare you insinuate that I didn't know that?
But I don't know.
Number 2, Rachel turning into a cat.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, which she's like kind of pouncing forward, right? And then the last one is Tobias turning into a bird.
I bet Jake would be totally into this cat.
The Tobias turning into a bird is a really cool one too.
Yeah, I feel like 2 and 3 look a little better. I mean, I think, or what is it? Yeah, 2 and 3. The Visitor and the Encounter with, Rachel turning into the cat and then Tobias turning into the bird. I think those look really nice. I'm iffy on the invasion, though. I don't know if it looks a little too, I don't know.
I would, if I was still a teenager, I would put these up as posters in my room.
Yeah.
In college. If I was in college still. Yeah.
And honestly,
I could go back to college.
Like you look back at the Animorphs covers that are so well known, like the original ones. The first one really sticks out because it's really different. Remember we talked about it's got like that 3D render look, and it's got like 8 panels versus like the 4 or 5.
At the time of this recording, book 3 has 1 rating, and it's 3 stars out of 5 on Amazon. It's not even out yet.
It's not even out yet.
Jerk.
Yeah.
You're just reviewing it on the cover.
You can pre-order. Anyways, I'm sure they'll do the same stuff that they've done in past relaunches where they do a couple like updates of references, things like that, If you bring up Michael Jordan, maybe you bring up LeBron James or something. Can you get excited? So my main question here is, some people you look at, every time they've done these kind of relaunches, I've noticed that at least from my perspective, maybe I'm wrong, it looks like the discussion boards get more and more jaded because it's
Well,
like,
I mean, they're
where's it going to go?
selling the same book over and over again, right?
Right. And like, do you ever have hope that you're going to hit 50 something?
Oh,
I mean, you certainly don't with the graphic novels, right?
Well, and it's tougher too. Whenever you have a long running series, you've got 54 main character or main books about this. It's not like, oh, here's a new cover for War and Peace, and you can interpret it several different ways. Like, you almost have to say, we're doing all of them, whatever all of them means for this, or we're not. And so I think at some point you kind of have to acknowledge that while you're going with a style you're not going to get through, like I said, all of them. And even if you did, that they're not going to be all winners, as it were.
Yeah, especially because there's some weaker books later that people are less excited about.
Yeah.
is this why people on Reddit were so iffy on us? Because no, there's no way. There's like Animorphs podcast number 20 something. There's no way they're getting through all the books.
Right.
We are.
Because I'm sure
We
there's been plenty of
will.
that have started and don't finish. Yeah. But it's probably self-perpetuating with the books, right? Like you see, oh, a few are announced. I know they're not going to keep going, so why bother caring about it in the first place? Therefore, it's doesn't do well, and then it doesn't keep going, and it's just a self-perpetuating cycle, right?
Well, and we're in a culture of right now of that kind of aesthetic style. I mean, there's plenty of things that have come out that are from the 90s. I mean, Mondo has made a basically an entire business model off of saying we're going to take old movies, even if they weren't commercially successful, and make artistically styled posters that people can go and purchase, or we can redo a soundtrack for it. The amount of work they have to do outside of just purchasing the intellectual property or purchasing the rights to make something off of that even is relatively minimal compared to what you can make just selling those things. And so it's I find it hard not to see something like this as a cash grab unless it was a limited run of, we're reprinting the books. We wanted to throw another cover on there and everything. And we're going to do, these three. And if they're popular, great, we'll make more. But the idea of trying to create something overarching more than that, I don't know. I'm iffy on it.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry
and maybe
to,
that's not their intention
distract.
at all. What?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to distract from the ongoing conversation, but when you said Mondo is making a comeback, I got really excited. Mondo in the mid 90s was a giant hunk of bubble gum.
Oh,
It was about the size of a candy bar that you could buy.
I kind of remember that.
I always
actually.
wanted to try one.
Speaking
Just
of
a
90s,
giant brick of bubble gum that I guess you just bit off a
That's
section of.
absurd.
and another piece of like what made these things popular, I think, was like 90s was big on collecting things, right? Pokemon cards, Beanie Babies, Goosebump books, like that was like a thing.
Baseball cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had baseball cards made out of bubble gum to
Yeah.
tie the two subjects together.
Do people still want to have 60 books of something? Is it just like aren't people more minimalist now? Like oh, I don't need stuff. Like
I don't have a DVD library anymore.
right.
I think it kind of splits off, right? I mean, you've got people who say basically, I don't want to, if I'm going to have something, I'm going to have the original, or I'm not going to have it. And then you have other people who say, well, it doesn't matter because as long as I have them and they all look the same size, I know people who will purchase multiple copies of, whatever books they enjoy because they all match as a set that they can put on their shelf together. And then the other book they loan out or they give away or they put it on another shelf. There's the aesthetic shelf, the trophy shelf.
Okay.
And then there's otherwise.
Yeah. So if you've got like the Animorphs shrine, you can just add more things to it. You get like the old there was a old, was it McDonald's maybe? I can't remember, but there was
We
like
should sell shrine merch.
there was like an Animorphs Transformers crossover toys that came out at one point.
Wow.
Check that out sometime. Anyway, okay, I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts. We'll do some of these sometimes in the future as well.
Sorry for talking about bubblegum the whole time you're trying to talk about the books.
Shut up.
Cool. I'm a tiger.